everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital Recap for December 11th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps, and also be a beauty and hit that bell down below so you get notified every time we upload a new recap. And if you haven't already, contact the FCC and your congresspeople to tell them you support net neutrality. I have links down below where you can find your representative, and also direct links and phone numbers for the FCC. The vote is almost upon us, December 14th, so we only got a few more days to get our voices out there, and they're listening. We just gotta keep the pressure up. Also, if you're in Alabama, go vote right now. Seriously, stop this video and go vote. I promise it'll be there when you come back. And if you have voted already, yes! I love voting. The first thing I did when I turned 18 was I registered to vote. And I think the first voting I ever did was in the 2010 midterms. He's fun. Alright, so let's get right to it. So in the hotel room of maybe the Metro Corps, I don't know, they talked about not being recognized, so I guess it's somewhere where she could have been recognized. Anyway, Jason clarifies Faison wanted him killed. The traitor double-crossed Faison. They want to know what Faison said about the traitor, and Britt thinks like all is well, like it's fine, we just need to move on from this. And Jason says Faison gave his life to someone else, so no, we're not good. Sonny asks where they were before Port Charles. Britt mentions Spain and a couple other cities and towns, all that are like big into financial stuff, and also St. Petersburg is on the list. And maybe they think Faison was retracing the steps the traitor took to find out what the traitor was doing and how much more damage there was. Maybe the traitor handled other things as well. And Britt says that Faison's mood steadily got worse. Jason wants details, like what did he wear, where did he go out, when did he go out, stuff like that. And from what she tells them, it seems like Faison was meeting with financial people. Sonny asks Britt if the traitor is dead. She doesn't think the traitor's dead because Faison is just way too agitated. He never calmed down from that. Britt says Faison got a call the other day and went into overdrive. Jason pulls something out of the fireplace. It's this manuscript. I believe the title was The Severed Branch, and it was by P.K. Sinclair. And apparently that's Faison's pen name, I believe. And they ask if Faison was reading it, and Britt says that manuscript just showed up. He didn't write it. It shook Faison when it got here, and the last thing he did before he left was burn the manuscript. Why? She has a question for them. How's Ben? She knows that his name is Rocco, but he'll always be Ben to her, and she just had to ask. Sonny says he's a good kid. He just went to see Santa. And Sonny says that she can't have any contact with Rocco or Spencer. She won't. Sonny's going to call Dante and tell him that Britt's here. And Britt's like, I'll save him a trip. If you drive me down to the PCPD, I'll turn myself in. Jason thinks Drew might have seen the traitor when he was taken, and maybe Andre can give Drew his memory back. We just gotta get that skateboard flash drive. At Sam Drew's house, Kim tells Drew Oscar is his son, and he's like, what now? And Sam overhears. Kim was gonna tell him this morning, but then, you know, he got arrested. Sam comes downstairs. She didn't mean to eavesdrop. She was just literally right there. It's all fine. Drew kind of needs her here right now. He asks if Oscar knows. Kim says that she hasn't told him, but he's been asking a lot of questions. Kim says that they were only together for a few months, but it wasn't a fling. He was scheduled to be deployed indefinitely, so they said goodbye. Kim says she found out she was pregnant after he was deployed, and she couldn't reach him because she wasn't family and he was on a classified mission, and she didn't feel right telling his superiors before telling him, and she also didn't feel right writing it in a letter. Then Oscar was born, and she got caught up in her career, and it was the time where you really have to like put in the hours to get where you want to be. It's like that really intense time. And then she questioned if it was fair to drop this on him. Drew Kane was dedicated to the SEALs and nothing else, and she didn't want to take that away from him. She did realize she was robbing him of these moments, and she contacted the Navy in 2013 and found out he deserted. She didn't know what to think of that news, so she felt she needed to protect Oscar. Drew says given the information, she did the best thing. He's not going to hold it against her, but now the ball's in his court. He needs some time to sit with this, and she's like, of course. She offers to do a DNA test. It's already done. man. She doesn't expect anything from him, and she'd also understand if he didn't want to be involved at all. And he's like, no, that's not what I said. I just need some time to process. She asks that whatever he decides, that they don't do anything more tonight. She wants to tell Oscar first. Of course, he asks one question, what's Oscar like? Because he only met the kid a few times, and he seems like a good kid. And she's like, yeah, he's a great kid. Poor Drew is like stunned after Kim leaves, and Sam hugs him. He doesn't know who he is. How can he make up for years Oscar missed? And Sam's like, you can't. You start from here. And Drew is like, what about you? And she's like, nothing's changed for her. She knew they were going to find stuff out. She's 100% supportive of him pursuing a relationship with Oscar. At the PCPD, Anna comes in to talk with Andre. She cares about him, and he thought that she'd write him off. She wants to be a good friend to him. Why not come to her? She needs to know why he did what he did, and he doesn't think it matters. She has held on to the good like he asked her to. She believes him. She knows him. Someone very powerful must have been involved. What was so important for him to do this? And he says his wife was, Kita. They met at an art gallery, and she was this very outgoing person, and he just fell in love with her, and they just both fell in love, and it was this whirlwind, and she was everything to him. And then he got his job at the WSB, and they were a little more separated, but they still loved each other. They eloped. Anna asks what happened, and meanwhile Jordan is outside listening through the comm, which I thought they had that, but because of some of the conversations some people have in those rooms, I was like, there's no way anyone outside can hear. Well, there is a way, so I would not have a private conversation in that room, personally. One day he got a call that something was wrong with Kita, and he came home immediately. It was early onset Alzheimer's. He was trying to save her because he absolutely couldn't lose her. But by the time the procedure was viable, it was too late to save her. She was too far gone, and she didn't even recognize him anymore. Right now she's at a facility, and she'll occasionally remember her parents, but never Andre. He didn't mean for these things to happen. He was honestly trying to help. Anna believes him, and she'll talk to the authorities on his behalf. Andre says someone very powerful is behind this, so be careful. Jordan then comes in. She's upset because he never told her he was married the whole time they were together. And Andre says the marriage was dissolved years ago. Her parents asked him to end the marriage so they could take over as primary caregivers. He feels less than for walking away from her. He was afraid of losing Jordan at that time because she was the first woman who made him feel like he could love again. She wishes he would have just told the truth. And he says that he was always accusing Jordan of pulling away, but he never showed her the real him. This is him. They both hope that they can find the peace they need. At General Hospital, Michael tells Carly that Nell is pregnant. And also, real fast, in the video I made 2 days ago that I titled Nell is Pregnant, if you don't understand that reference, there's a video of this guy who's reading Yahoo questions of people asking if they're pregnant or if their girlfriend's pregnant, and pregnant's spelled wrong in every single one, but in all different ways, and it is hilarious. And one of them is pregnant, and it's my every time I get to that point in the video, I'm on the floor laughing. Am I pregnant? Yahoo answers. It should come up. It's hilarious, and I just couldn't resist putting it in the title. Carly doesn't believe that Nell's pregnant. Michael says that it is confirmed 6 weeks, and Carly's like, well, the baby isn't yours. Nell brings up Carly's past with Michael, and like literally the whole family history, and every single person Carly tried to pass off as Michael's father. And like, did she read Carly's wiki or something? Because like, honestly, I was like, girl, you did research. I'm almost impressed if I didn't dislike you so much. By the way, Michael is standing over by Carly. Like, Nell's over here and the two of them are over here. Nell says that she's not promiscuous like Carly was. And Michael's like, all right, we all need to stop this, like, right now. And we need to figure out what to do. Carly's like, well, Nell, you know you're going to take a paternity test, right? Michael says that he's taking the steps and he also wants a paternity test done. Because all Nell does is lie, and he won't let himself get invested in a child that isn't his again. Carly is standing there like so proud of her son. She's like, yeah, that's it. And Nell just kind of looks deflated. Nell won't jeopardize the baby with an invasive test. And Carly says that they can do a non-invasive test at 10 weeks. And Michael says, well, that's perfect. She doesn't have to worry, and now there's no reason to say no. And Nell's like, fine, schedule the test. Nell says that she's not asking anything of them. Michael doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to have any involvement. Her and the baby will be fine on their own. And like at this point, she's such a master manipulator. The perfect tactic for them. Because you don't have to pull Michael in. Michael's the kind of person that if this is his child, he's going to want to be involved in his child's life. So to do the opposite and be like, you don't have to, I don't want to push away. Like, again, I'm almost impressed if like, no, I'm impressed. Nell is not a run-of-the-mill con. Nell is next level. And I didn't see that coming. We all thought she was run-of-the-mill. Michael thinks there's a chance Nell is telling the truth. Carly is hoping that she's lying. And Michael's like, look, if the baby is mine, then Nell's going to be a part of our life. And real fast, before I move on to anything else, I don't feel like I've said this enough and or at all. But shout out to the actress who plays Nell, Chloe Lanier, or Lanier. I'm not sure, because she is absolutely amazing. But as much as I don't like Nell, I am pulled in by her character. It's not that I want to see her on my screen, it's just I like what she's bringing to my screen right now, and I can't get enough. Just her eyes and her face is so expressive, and I love what she brings to my screen. Also at the hospital, Finn and Cassie have an appointment. Her last test is clear, and he's upset that he's wasted her time, and she says, oh, it wasn't a complete waste, and she's noticing he's acting a lot different, a lot more formal towards her, and she asks what's going on, and he says he's just upset because he's been developing a painkiller that could revolutionize how they treat patients, but no one will fund the research or the production because technically it doesn't treat an illness, it just makes people more comfortable, and it's also highly addictive if administered incorrectly. And when she suggests just continuing on his own, he's like, I've already done the altruistic thing, I want to get paid this time around. And she's like, and you should get paid. She's no longer his patient now since all the tests are done. She invites him to a conversation and meal tomorrow. As colleagues, she thinks they can help each other. They're going to set it up for tomorrow. Cassie says there might be room for him in her pharmaceutical company if Anna doesn't have a problem with that, and he says that, oh, Anna's not involved in any of my research or any of this at all. Meanwhile, Anna is around the corner listening, and after Cassie gets in the elevator, her and Finn kind of walk into each other. Finn and Anna go into a room, thankfully. I'm glad that some people have sense to go in a room and have private conversations. Anna thinks that he's in over his head, and he's moving forward with this, and Anna's like, I told you if you interfere, I'm going to have to arrest you. And he's like, fine, arrest me. He calls her bluff, and guess what? She doesn't arrest him. At the park, Oscar has decided he wants to know the results. Jocelyn looks at the results for him because he asked her to, and it turns out Drew Kane is his father. He's shocked and overwhelmed. Jocelyn's realizing that Oscar is related to the Quartermains and Michael, and Oscar's like, wait, we're not related, right? And Jocelyn's like, no, we're all half siblings. Like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. That's Michael's past storyline. We're not touching that here. And he has a sister, Scout, and I'm sitting here like Ned is going to flip when he finds out that not only is Drew, but now Drew has a son who's going to take shares, and it's just, oh my goodness. Ned is not going to be happy. I think this might trigger Ned to maybe try to take over. It's a lot to process, and also, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Kim finds Oscar at the park. Jocelyn is going to head home, and Kim and Oscar are going to talk on their way home. Kim is going to give Oscar answers, and the remote was all the way across the couch, so I didn't realize when it was the end scene because I wasn't fast forwarding, so we don't have an official end scene. That's it for the recap. I hope you enjoyed this recap, and I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. I'm seeing Thor Ragnarok for the second time. I'm seeing it with my mom, and it's going to be her first time seeing it. If you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, it is great. Like, I absolutely love it. But I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Alright, bye!